Hi, I'm Tammy.
And I'm Greg, and you're watching Chock full of Quarters. Join us each week to watch us collect quarters from our laundromat.
And see how much money we make. We also give tips on buying, owning, and running a laundromat, and to answer that question that everybody wants to know.
Does a laundromat make money?
Make sure you watch for the code word in the video and enter it into the comment section for your chance to win this coffee can full of quarters. You must be a subscriber.
So hit that subscribe button, press the like button, it really helps the channel, and don't forget the notification bell so you can be notified of future videos.
Let's get collecting. Let's take a look. Here's the item for the week. Oh, it's about a little over $200. Let's take a look at the stack. Boy, this is looking a little messy. Oh boy, it's really in there. That's nice. Look at it. That's actually quite big. Okay. And there's last week's number and this week. So remember, we subtract this number from this number, and that'll tell us how much paper has gone through here to take quarters out. Let's take a look at, well, Greg does that. Why don't we take a look at how much, I gotta see how much soda. Someone's been drinking the Mountain Dew. We have 3 left. Boy, we gotta buy some soda. And I'll be honest with you, we're not gonna buy a lot, and I'm gonna tell you why. We've been kind of waiting for this because we don't know if, oh Greg, come over here and do this. We don't know what's gonna happen with the virus that's going around, if we're gonna have to shut down. And we're gonna talk about that. Well, because we're actually getting ready to implement, still not working. I gotta get that part out. We're getting ready to implement a new cleaning procedure here tomorrow night. We're gonna be using a bleach and water mixture to do, we're going to use it to wipe down drops, knobs, handles, tops of doors, dryer handles, also on the doors, you know, carts and, you know, stuff. And Greg and I are going to start wearing gloves when we count and touch the money. I'm in the high, what am I? Amino deficient, what am I?
Immunocompromised?
And there's that guy behind us. Sorry, we got a weird guy in the parking lot. I'm immunocompromised, so I have to be very careful. Oh, they're walking away. I think it's a girl. Immunocompromised, so I have to be very careful. Let's see if we can see.
Sitting at the edge
Of the subway, yeah. Is she looking over here?
Alright, let's see how we did. $6.
We're back to $6. Maybe there's a lot in there because we're missing a lot of. Oh, that doesn't look good. Okay, we're missing a lot of soda, and that does not reflect that at all. Yeah, check to see if there's a jam.
No, I don't think there's a jam. I mean, how do you...
Hold on. Open that up.
No, doesn't appear to be a jam.
Okay, this is... Okay, that does not reflect. I'm telling you right now, I might have to go back and look at oh, I deleted last week's video. Yeah, that does not look like a lot at all. Let's start the collection?
Before I start, we won't tell you, as we've always said, we will tell you we had to collect and didn't show it. This morning when I got here, I opened this morning. The light on the change machine was on, so
Was it empty?
we were out of quarters, so I did have to empty
Okay,
the top loaders and a few others, and I did have to do that, just to let you know. So.
Okay. So, I'll just stop for a minute. I really don't like that girl over there. What do you think? She's homeless. I mean, that's obvious.
Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about, let me back up a little bit, is we are going to talk about used equipment. When it's okay, what's okay, how to buy used equipment. We have bought used equipment. We've bought new equipment. And Keenan, on following Keenan, had said something, and I have to agree with him, was that, buy used washers, but always get new dryers. And I have to agree with that, because, lots of things can happen with dryers. And so we've bought some machines in the past, and so I want to stop here for a minute. So let's back up a minute. So this machine right here, we actually bought used. This was a pretty recent purchase. The gentleman who owned it had it in one of his laundromats, and he had the motor bearings and the drum bearings replaced. He also had repainted it, and you can already see what my customers are doing to it. They're already chipping some of the paint off. It didn't have a drop, but I had one, so I put one in and a box. And we put this, what did I get this for? I got this one for $500. We went and picked it up. Hold on, don't open that yet. Back up. So he actually had another one at his place, and he gave it to us because he says, well, do you need another one? And I said, no, not really. I know he wanted me to buy it, and I just didn't want to buy it. But he gave it to us because he just wanted it out of his warehouse. And we're going to replace this one with it. Now, the only thing that was wrong with it was the door. The actual door was bent. Actually, no, it wasn't even the door. It was the handle, right? The handle was bent. Easy replacement. I mean, if I have to replace the whole door, I can take it off of this one. So this one, which actually needs bearings, and how do you know a washing machine needs bearings? Well, let's see if we can actually capture this. Okay, so you hear that noise. So listen to this one. So your machine should not make any noise or very little noise. So this machine makes very little noise. This one makes just a lot of noise, and we know the bearings are bad on it. So the machine that we have in our storage unit, that's where that one's going to go. Or what we want to do is possibly put it right here at the end, so that we have a front loader. We want to push all these top loaders down and then put a 30-pounder right here. So someone had said go ahead and empty it. I think it was Mark who had said that he was nice to see that we have Gen 4s still in use, and I love my Gen 4s. Greg does not, because he thinks they're old-fashioned. But here's why I love them. Because if aliens decided to kidnap this man tomorrow, I could work on these without a problem. So he could go up into the outer galaxies, and I would be fine.
They are easy to work on. Like I said, these and the other top loaders.
Okay, so these top loaders, we actually
Very impressive.
Okay, so we wanna make a little. I just want to get capture that. Oh, that wasn't good. So we don't say this name. We don't say it. And there's a reason why. We're not a fan of their front loaders. Okay. We are a fan of these top loaders. They made a good top loader when they made these. And we bought these from a laundromat. I don't know, it was about, how far away was it? What, like 2 hours? Hour and a half?
2.5.
Yeah. They were closing. They were closing. They had a big boom in their town about 5 years ago to build some kind of factory or plant or something. We're not really sure what it was. And they had a big boom. This man built a laundromat, made tons of money. Tons of money. And then him and his wife wanted to do something else. So they were selling off all the equipment, and we picked up all of these. We got them back, got them put in. They all needed new belts, and he had said that some of the belts were kind of stretched out and we needed new belts.
Let me tell you, even though we don't like their front loaders, the belts are so easy to change.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
super easy. We pull them out, I tilt it back, Greg gets on the floor.
Yeah.
He just, I mean, they're super easy.
I mean, if you were watching me do it, you'd be like, oh, that looks like a pain. Trust me, they're so simple.
So simple. So now, but here is, now we're going to show you these. So you've seen these machines. You know that I have a door lock out on this, and we're waiting on that. These 4 machines. Best investment we ever did. And here's why. We got them for $200 a piece. They came out of a working laundromat. The guy had sent me a video, showed me every single one of them working, and then he took them out. We went up to Ohio. We're out to Ohio. And we rented a van.
Yeah,
it was a van. It was a van. And so
empty cargo van.
An empty cargo van. We loaded them all into the cargo van. And then we went to Wheeling, West Virginia. And we went to the casino.
Yes, on the way back.
One of the best 2 days of our lives.
Had a lot of fun.
We had a lot of fun. We came back with these washers. And, I'm sorry, I gotta take a drink. Can you undo this for me? Best 2 days. We got to stop off at the casino. We went through West Virginia, which we had never gone through. And remember that was the night I started yelling in the van, stop the van, stop the van. And you like locked them up because you didn't know what was wrong. And the stars were so bright. Remember that?
Yeah, we were at driving through West Virginia at night, and where it's extremely rural.
I had never seen so many stars in my entire life.
Yeah.
So we got those at a really good deal. Those have paid for themselves. What? How many times over you think?
Oh yeah.
How many times over you think they paid?
Oh God. Hundreds.
Yeah, they really have.
$800 in.
Yeah.
I want to say 8, 9, 10 years. We got them pretty quick after we bought this place.
Yeah, and the install was what, like 1,500? I think it was, or it was 1,200. I think the install was.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it is good. So now we're going to tell you the story of how what happens on the opposite coin of buying used equipment. Tell them about it, Greg.
We found a laundromat down.
No, it wasn't a laundromat.
I'm sorry.
It was a hotel.
It was a hotel, yeah. It was, and it was, you know, again about 2 or 3 hours away or whatever it was. So we had Tammy had made the arrangements to go down there and pick up what was it, 4 or 5 machines?
Yeah, it was 4 or 5 top loaders.
And we get down there and the guy had sold them.
Or claimed
already,
to.
Or claimed to have sold them. We weren't really sure. So, but he had other machines that he claimed worked. Well, to keep the long story short, we ended up being suckers and buying these 4 or 5 other machines that he had and claimed worked. And we get them back here. And
it was like, the total is 6.
Yeah, it was 6.
He gave us 2 extra for like $10 a piece.
Basically, not a single one of them is still in this laundromat.
No, none of them are.
None of them.
Because all of them were broken but 1.
Yeah. So basically we bought 5 broken machines, 1 working one.
We paid him to take away his crap.
Yeah. It was.
Oh, it was
That
terrible.
was the
Yeah.
biggest mistake we ever made.
Another good thing that happened, let's back up for a minute, let's talk about this one. This is a brand new machine that we have. Well, not brand new, back up a little please.
New to us, sorry.
New to us, and we'll tell you how we got this one. I wouldn't have taken it because of that, but we took it. Here's how this happened. I got a call one day. This woman's like, may I speak to the owner? And I hate those kind of calls. When somebody wants to, when actually they ask for the owner. Because it's either going to be a telemarketer or something bad. Something bad's going on. So she says, I'm so-and-so from the local Marriott. I'm like, hello. And she's like, we're actually getting rid of our laundry rooms on 2 floors. So we have some washers and dryers. We would like to know if you'd like to buy them. And I said, well, how much are they? And she said, well, I asked her if it was a top loader. She says the top loaders and the dryers are dryers. And she said, well, I'm only looking to get $50 out of them. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I live right down the road. We'll be there in a few minutes. So we came, and I mean, these were clean machines. These things were clean. And you could tell. Now, the only thing I don't like about them is that their drums are deeper. This is probably, I believe this is an 18-pound machine, where you can actually see this machine. This holds about 15 pounds. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think those top loaders down there, those might be 12s. So this is a deep drum. This holds a lot of water. And we're actually going to, this is a $2 price. But if you hit the power wash, it's a $2.50 price. I actually want to raise the price on this machine because the drum is so much bigger. But I got this machine for $50. And I got another one just like it, the other washer for $50. And they gave us one of the dryers that we put up on Facebook Marketplace and sold it for $100. So, also, owning a laundromat, you should always be looking for other business opportunities. You always should have your little fingers in everything because you should always be looking for opportunities. Because also, when these machines start to go, when I start to replace these, I will probably take out half the parts of these to sell on eBay. And people will buy. Oh, so I thought it turned off. William Burke.
Yes,
He still has not fixed.
And I probably never will.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of those things. It's not. I'm the one who does it, and I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
It does not bother me.
Was that he had them, and he asked us if we wanted to buy them, and I was like, no, what would I buy them for? And at that time, I wasn't really looking to sell parts. Or even the thought, for some reason, it really escaped me that I should buy these for the parts for my machines. But, you know, I've learned my lesson on that. But you have to be careful. You have to ask lots of questions. And I had said to him, hey, can we hook one of these machines up? I want to see them work. And he's like, oh no, we have no place to do it. And he wouldn't do it. But we still needed some top loaders. We were,
I also did have to move money out of here, so this was fuller, but it would have jammed if I didn't earlier in the week.
And this was around 2014. And a couple of things happened in 2014 that we're going to tell. It's another story. Our business got really bad in 2014, and that's a whole other story. And I'm saving that. I'm saving that for another day. So that is the story of buying. Okay, so buying used equipment. Yes, do it. I would love to buy front loaders, put them all here, and you all know about my idea to pull all these out and put big machines right here. That's my dream right there, is put some big machines right there. Oh, here's something that was kind of a little quinky-dink that happened today. Tell them, Greg.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, holy cow. Tell them what happened when you came down this morning. About what you found under the door.
Oh.
So, wait a minute, hold on a second, let me set this up. So you know how we've all been talking about how we want to, you know, do new dryers and who it is we want to buy from, blah, 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 blah.
And the companies we like.
The companies we like and stuff like that.
Well, I came to open this morning and I, you know, did my little collection. And we keep our, the change machine, the coin counter that you see us use in this back room back here. And I opened the door, and under the door was a brochure from a salesman for Speed Queens. Like, do they want us to retool the laundromat? And I was like, that's odd. We've been talking about that a lot lately.
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
All of a sudden there's a brochure from a...
So, I think it's a coincidence, but not really, and here's why. I'll tell you. So they're not really a competitor of ours, because think of our city. Think of our city as a box, and then there's 4 boxes in it. So there's northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, and that's how our city is pretty much set up. Wow, Greg, that looks really good.
It does.
So over in Northwest, there's a laundromat, and back in May, he had a fire in his ceiling, and I honestly thought he would have been done by now, but I happened to find on Craigslist that he's selling off the dryers, and I knew it was him because I recognized his dryers, because they are the old yellow Speed Queens. So we had actually stopped by the other day to see if he had done any progress.
We went and looked, and it's still closed.
Still closed. But so generally people who have certain equipment, they generally will tend to go back to that. So it's not all that inconceivable to think that, oh, the Speed Queen dealer was here in town because this guy was 2 hours away.
Yeah, the dealer's about
2 hours away. So they probably stopped at all the laundromats to see if they could drum up some business.
Yeah.
So, but it was just kind of odd that we've been talking about it, and you know, now we get a brochure, and they've got a really good deal going on, but I don't know if it's a good enough deal that we like. I wasn't crazy about the interest rate because they were offering, one of the things is that they were offering a deal on these new weird washers that they have, and let's hold on a minute. And
this machine,
we fixed it tonight.
we had to fix this today because the switch wasn't working. That's why that didn't have much in it, so you know.
They offer a really good interest rate on these new washers for veterans. Hold on a second. And since I'm a veteran, it would have been, but that's the only thing. These washers have these like really great like touch pads. How long do you think those would last in our laundromat?
Not for
a
year, maybe.
I'm thinking a month. They would destroy them, so we're not going to do anything like that. So since I was a veteran, we could have gotten a really good interest rate. It was like 3.99, I think it was. But you know, it wasn't being offered on any of the dryers or anything. So I don't know if I'll call them. I think I might wait until we get more subscribers. And somebody had mentioned this, and now I can't even find the post of somebody who had mentioned that we should contact one of the dryer companies, let them know we have a YouTube channel, and we would do, you know, like, hey, we have hips, kind of thing. And
we love hips.
And we love hips. But I don't know if I want to, I don't know. It's something to think about. I thought it was a very interesting idea. So, yeah. But I think I need to have, I mean, I have all these great subscribers and we're climbing, but I really wonder if people, when they want you to promote their stuff, like, aren't you supposed to have like thousands and thousands of subscribers or something? I have no idea. I have no idea how this works. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward through this just to kind of make these videos just a little bit shorter, and we'll see you on the other side.
I'm glad you're still here. Code to win these quarters is coming up.
Okay, we're going to show you something. So can you see how slow the water is? Hold this for me, please. You see how slow that water is coming out of there? That's hot water. Now see how it is? That's warm, cold, warm, but hot slows down. There's a reason for that, and we're going to show you how to fix that problem. So when your water flow is almost non-existent, the problem is more than likely going to be this. Turn the water off. Since it was only the hot water that it was doing it to, we're going to only take off the hot water hose. You will get frustrated that every couple of months you're going to have to clean these out. Do not put them back, because it will cause your water valves to clog up very, very quickly. Let's see how dirty this is.
And channel locks are your friend.
Yes. Oh yeah, it's going to be one of the first tools that you get.
Yeah, little needle nose pliers.
Is have a panel check. It was one of the first tools that we figured out that we needed.
So you
Hold on.
grab them and pull it out.
Let's see.
And I don't know if you can see that. It's all covered in
As you can
sediment
see,
and sand.
sediment
like,
and sand. And
silicone.
so the best way to do it, so again, with the handy dandy toothbrush. So you want to just start pushing it out, get it in there. You can buy these, we just tend to just like to clean them. Again, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, you're like, oh, you're being cheap. Well, you know what? Sometimes you just have to be cheap. Because I would rather take the money, I'd rather take a few minutes, clean it out, and look how good that looks. Clean it out,
Yeah.
and then I can put that money towards, I can put this towards, I don't know, maybe a White Russian on a cruise. Well, not a cruise yet because it's Corona. Well, it does. Well,
So put it back in. It's pretty simple. Just
hold on.
kind of a plug and play. Just make sure that little tab is sticking out so you can grab it next time. And then you just tighten it on. You start by hand tightening it first till it.
Yeah.
Take Mr. Channel Lock.
He's gonna put that back on, and then we're gonna start this washer up so we can see what a difference this is gonna be.
After you do something like this, where you have to turn the water off to do it, always remember, and this is going to sound stupid, but I've forgotten it, turn the water back on.
You forget most of the time.
I know. It's just, I got it fixed and I'm like, I'm done.
He's always, every time he fixes a dryer,
the next day we get a call and somebody's like, hey, this machine doesn't work, and I show up and I'm like looking for every possible solution except the obvious, the water is not on. So turn the water back on.
And also your dryers. He always forgets to put his dryers. So as you can see, now we got a lot of good print.
So, hot.
It's cold. But as you can see, there's back to hot. We have a better flow than that little trickle. And that just helps get people in and out of here faster. You might be like, oh, well, Tammy, who cares if it takes, you know, an extra 5 minutes to load up the washer. I do, because I need them to wash their clothes, get their stuff out, and get it in the dryer because I have somebody else who's coming in. So it's kind of like, it's just like being a waitress or a waiter. It's about turnaround. So, and people don't, they will hate this. They will hate that their water. I have one customer who calls me all the time and tells me that my baskets need to be cleaned. I mean, and that's how I know when it's time, is that when she calls, I know one of the baskets is all gunked up. And surprisingly enough, this is one of the washers. This one and the one next to it get gunked up all the time. I don't have any other problems with the one down there, and I think it's because the sediment is stuck somewhere. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's probably true. Yeah, the sediment just doesn't make it to the other end of the building.
Yeah.
So our water heater is right in that back room.
Back room, yeah. And these are, and so we're just guessing. What do we know? We're just laundromat owners.
Yeah.
We're trying to fake it till we make it. So here's something you should know. So this is a little computer board that came out of one of these dryers. Actually, it came out of dryer 24. Dryer 24 is one of our skeleton machines, and here's why it's a skeleton machine. Because when we were having our roof done, they dropped something in our dryer and broke it all to hell. And so we just basically take parts out of this machine. There's nothing we can do about it. And I just really haven't decided to replace it because we weren't sure what we're going to do with the dryers. So this computer board is actually bad, and I know that because I've tested it in other dryers. So you never throw your computer boards away because we send them down to a company. What is it?
Mountain Electric.
Mountain Electric in North Carolina. And if you type in Mountain Electric laundry, they have a great website where they refurbish a lot of stuff. They do a lot of work for us whenever we do. They do our
computer boards.
They do our inverter in our big machine here. They do all of our timers and door locks on our Gen 5s. They do the computer boards in those dryers, and they also do. No, they do not do the timers in our Gen 4s. Those we send up to New York, where we do them. We can basically have anything refurbished that we need, except this pretty much. There was only one time that they couldn't refurbish a board in this an inverter in this machine because we sent it to somebody else because they were running a deal and they completely wiped the board out.
Yeah.
So we get ready, and I am wearing gloves. I will be wearing gloves from now on whenever we do the coins and the quarters. Just because if I don't have corona already, I'm going to try not to get it. So we are going to try very hard. We think once it really starts to spread in our community that because we are a public gathering place to do laundry, I mean, we have, when we are busy, we can have up to 50 people in here with children. So it's not inconceivable that corona could be floating around here. And if the city decides to shut us down or to close us down until it passes, then that's what they do. And we need to make as much money as possible and try to keep this open as long as possible. We've already have a plan in place in case they close us down. And I think I'm going to make a video on that next week, and we're going to talk about that as to what our plan is, how we're going to implement it. We have another business in which we've said, and I don't think we've told you what we do. We have a magnet company, and we're already starting to bring equipment home. So it's a lot of our backup equipment. Because we know that if the city goes into a lockdown situation, the possibility of us being able to protect that building is pretty unlikely, and I don't want to have any of our equipment stolen. So we're already taking steps to work on that. Because I can work from home because we just moved the business out of the house. So luckily, all of the laundromat parts, we have not moved up to the new office yet. We were working on that. They're still at the house.
Yeah.
So
they're safe.
They're safe, you know. So, and we're gonna start, and we'll talk about what we're gonna do here, and how we're gonna how we're gonna protect what we have, and probably what won't be protected. And if it's, you know, and if it gets broken into and stolen and tore up, thank God I have good insurance. You know.
Yeah.
I'll never bitch about my insurance premiums again. So here's what we have. So this is what Greg brought. Remember, these are not revenue because these are extra quarters that we have that we bring down.
Honestly, we thought we could get by with the 500.
Yeah.
We saw we were doing pretty well, so I put the rest in, the 244 remaining.
These were supposed to go to the bank.
That was, yeah, we wanted to roll it and go to the bank like we used to do.
But we didn't.
And then even that wasn't enough.
No.
And I got here this morning, so I had to put another $338 in.
So
just to make it through
yeah.
today.
So I think we're gonna have another good week. And remember, it was epic last week, which was 2368.31. So let's hope that we're close to that. I'm really, really excited that we might possibly be that close. So
Yeah.
let's start.
See what we can do.
Let's see what we got. Let's hold on a second. I gotta put my glasses on. Are you able to lift? That looks really heavy.
It is.
Oh, okay, well, let's start this. okay? You know, it's a little unstable. Hold on. Try it now. Go ahead and try it again. Maybe I jam. Hold on, hold on. Yep. Oh, it's a big jam. You see it, that double jam right there? See if you can get that out. Screwdriver time. So Jenna Heaven 123. I know this is your favorite part of the whole, is watching the quarters go around. So I'm going to give you a shot of just all these quarters going around once Greg gets it unjammed. There we go. That's for you, Jenna. So we have to go to $3,900 to get to the $1,200 in quarters we need for the machine. So we are almost there. Two more. There we go. There's our $3,900. Now that's what's going in the change machine. Are we short a bucket? No, that should all fit. That should, yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let's do it so I can do it like this.
Ready?
We're ready, let's go. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's another one. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute, Greg. I got a bunch down here. Hold on. Check the... Okay. So, I didn't even get set up yet.
$338.
Yes.
$1437.25.
Okay, what was last week's? It was like 6... What was washers last week? Can you
Yeah.
help me out a little bit?
Hang on.
Oh, it's right. Yeah, do that. I need you to... 1624. Okay. So we're about $200 off from last week. But I still think it's going to be a good week. Is
Yeah.
that- yeah.
So it should be. Like
Okay.
on the 43.97.
Okay, we're gonna do dryers next. Hold on, let me get set up. Okay. Let me get some bags.
$5.48
On the nose?
on the nose.
Okay. So we are almost at 2,000, which is still better than, you know, the week before last week, which was 1870, and then we did that great, awesome week last week. I still think we're going to be over 2,000, which I'm going to be honest with you is really good. Oh, wait a minute, Greg, I forgot one. We'll mix it in with the vending. Okay. Okay, I gotta get this. Let's see. No, oh, wait a minute. We got a box that got jammed in there. Hold on, guys. Oh, no. Wait a minute, Greg. Go ahead and put that down. So, I can't just go dumping this in, and here's why. There was a box of soap that was jammed up in there, and the soap broke in here. I can't dump this in because that soap will actually cause some problems inside my change machine. So what we have to do is we actually have to do it out by hand. So I'm going to stop, and then I'll come right back once we get all this done. Laundry soap can be a really nasty thing. So this is, if you have one of these on your cart, you really should try to sweep out laundry soap whenever it spills into stuff. Because the humidity in your laundromat will cause it to become like soap, and that can make a huge mess in some of your equipment. So again, handy dandy, get it all out, and it's clean, and then it won't get into your counter or any other equipment. Soap in your slides, it's like the worst stuff to get out. You have to take it apart, then you gotta wash it. You gotta make sure that your slides are dry, completely dry when you put them back together. So, to eliminate, how'd we do? Looks like we did well.
Pretty good. I don't think we need to load anything this week. I think we will next week.
We might need to do dryer sheets, because we sell some dryer sheets. Okay, let's do this. Let's see how we did. Oh, we got soap on here.
$65.89.
Ready? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 $44.50. Okay, we do vending. What was it? It was $6 on bills, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think we're gonna end up, I saw some dimes in there, so we're gonna end up with some change down in here, that's for sure. Not much, that is, I'm gonna tell you right now, that does not look like a lot, and I'm a little concerned that either somebody is getting free vends out of our machine, or I just wasn't aware that we were that low from last week. So, you got that?
6767?
Yep, let's go. Okay, let's see how many dimes we have here. 3, 5. There's 110 here in dimes. $1.10, yep.
1860.
That's not good at all.
2048
I'm at 2,048.
and 35 cents.
Okay. That, even though it's not as good as last week, that is still awesome for us.
And okay, here's something that we see every now and then. It does happen where the amount of change that came through the change machine, we actually lost quarters this week.
Yep.
So that does happen.
It does happen.
You know, usually we have a surplus of extra quarters, but this week sometimes we.
Okay. Hold on. So let me show you what we did last year. So this is the same week as what of this week. So this is last year's numbers, and we did 1733.25. So that is over. That's an additional $300, almost $300. So that's really good for us. That's a really good increase, and just even this being an increase, we're still trying to figure out what is going on. What's today? The 12th?
Yeah, it was.
Because I don't think I wrote the number. I don't think I wrote this on this last week. What was last week? We think that our direct competitor is losing business because the homeless, the 5th, is getting really bad up there. I drove by there the other day, and it was like an encampment in the parking lot. So we don't know if that's what's going on. You know, again, Sun Tzu, if your competitor is making a mistake,
don't interrupt them.
Don't interrupt them. Okay, as I'm going to let you know something right now. We have another, this is a different can because Greg,
It was my fault.
he swapped the cans. This is William Burke's can,
Yes.
and he put William Burke's quarters in the other can. It didn't get mailed
I
out.
didn't bother. Yeah, we haven't
He-
mailed it yet. So
We gotta-
our original can is up at the office. So I will, I'll make the swap, and you'll see the original can back here next week.
Yep.
But for now, this is the can I'm going to use. So here we go.
Big old, I don't know, that looks a little light. Throw it back in. Bigger. There we go. Let's see how we did. Did he, I can't tell. Let me see. Let's go over here where we always go. Okay. Can we see? Okay, they have different ribs on this can, so it's not gonna be, we're not gonna be able to tell because these are like 6 or 7 ribs.
Throw a few more in there.
Yeah. Where our can has like 4 ribs. So it looks like it's gonna go to that first line on our other can. It actually looks like it might pass it actually. So that was a big handful. So this is actually these are the cans that we send out when you win the can of quarters. This is the newer can that Chuck Full and Us puts out. So this is what we give you. This is what it comes, and I keep the coffee. I'm a big coffee drinker, so. And I actually like I think Chuck Full and Nuts has a nice flavor. So, and then Greg's gonna put the lid on. So let's get these into the machine. We're gonna pull paper, and we're gonna do some shout outs and questions. We'll be back. see, we did not have, okay, you need to back up, please. We did not have, okay, we did not have a single jam this week. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's a messy one today. Nice big one, nice big stack. And look at that, that dollar bill is just. So I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna be careful doing this. We actually brought another bag today, a different bag, because we're just gonna start putting paper money in that bag because we know that the virus can live on paper money for up to 9 days. So again, if you're all touching paper money, wash your hands. Did you get it? Look down.
Now you're supposed to go making it rain, making it rain, making it rain.
That is not making it rain. Did we see if any of it went under there?
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, we gotta pick it up.
We're gonna we gotta go play our version 52 pickup. So
Put it on the floor. Put the thing on the floor. Let's just point it down so you can see. Okay, so we have some questions and some shout outs. Stephen Bryant asked, because it's always dark out when we're here, when do we collect? Is it night or morning? And it's a little bit of both. Sometimes we get here at 11 because we close at 11. I have to clean, and then we do all of our videoing and collecting and everything. And sometimes we get up at 3:30 in the morning and come in. I know, don't I look great at 3:30 in the morning? But it depends. It just depends on what's going on, what we're doing, or you know how we're doing things. So, and he also asked what our hours were. Our hours are 6:30 in the morning till 11 at night. In case anybody wants to know why we're not 24 hours, we would have to pay for somebody to be here. There's just no way in this neighborhood that we could be open 24 hours and unattended. We would like to go 24 hours. We think because there isn't a 24-hour laundromat in our city, that we think we could actually pick up a lot of business that way, but it just hasn't worked out yet. But we think it might. We're not sure.
someday, we'll see.
We got something planned. Let's see. So I think, was that my only question? Are you
I
kidding
think that
me?
might be the only question from this week. For this video, I should
Yeah,
say.
we
We
were
had some others that we answered in another video, so.
in our last week's collection, and I'll tell you, it's been a crazy week for us. So I feel like I'm a little off kilter. So I'm going to give some shout outs, and then I am going to talk about something. Alex Martinez, thank you for watching and subscribing. Eric Thusen, thank you for watching. Welcome to the channel. The commercial, no, sorry, not the commercial, the Comical Canadian, thanks for the comment and thanks for watching. And Black Girl, welcome and thank you for watching. I want to talk about the coronavirus and a little bit about our plan, and maybe it's not so much our plan. I just want everybody, all of our YouTube watchers and followers to be safe. We really don't want anybody to get sick, so please do what you can. Wash your hands, keep it distance from others that might be sick. We just want everybody to be safe. I know Greg.
And if you're sick, stay home, please.
Yeah, stay
That's
home.
the advice that all the doctors on TV and everyone are saying. Your job isn't worth, it's worth a sick day.
Yep.
Or a few.
Yep.
Please stay home if you're
Yeah.
sick.
And we just want everybody to be safe. You know, that's really what we hope for and we pray for, is that everybody can stay safe. You know, and I know some people will believe that that it's not that bad, and some people believe that it's a hoax, or.
And we hope they're right. We do, but.
Yeah, but it doesn't look that way.
Yeah.
People are getting sick. And it's funny because Greg and I talked about this, like we actually wanted to talk about this on this channel. But we do, because I think there's something you need to know about Greg and I. I guess you would call us, if you want to use the word prepper, go ahead. But the reason that we prepare for some things that, you know, just in case. When I was 8 years old, my mother was sitting there watching TV, and she looked at me and she says, "Come on, we have to go to the grocery store." And I'm like, "Oh, why?" And she says, "Because there's a snowstorm coming." Well, in New England, when a snowstorm comes, it's no big deal. It just isn't. But we did. And we were probably one of the only families in the neighborhood that had food, because everybody was stuck in their house for 7 days and we couldn't get out because the snow was so big, and that was the blizzard of 78. And it was, as a small child, it was terrifying that I knew that my neighbors didn't have enough food. And finally, somebody was able to get their snowmobile out of their garage and, you know, was able to run down to the store to help the neighbors and help them, you know, with just to this little convenience store that didn't have much, but it was enough until we could all get out. Because the wall of snow at the bottom of our driveway was 8 feet tall. And I have this picture of my father that just, you know, I mean, he shoveled for 4 days straight just to get to the bottom of the driveway. So, and then there was another incident back in 1989 when I was in the Navy and I was stationed in Oakland, California, and there was an earthquake. And they locked down the base, and when they locked down the base, it wasn't just military personnel that was on the base, it was all of our civilian workers. And we were locked down for 3 days, and we almost ran out of food for people on the base, you know. And I was lucky because I had a little refrigerator in my barracks room that had a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly, and I was able to eat that. So if you have a chance to get to the grocery store and just need to get a little bit, we would hope that maybe you might, and if you don't, that's your decision. But we just want everybody to be safe, and you know, that if you have to self-quarantine, that you have enough to eat, because we don't know what's going to happen if people have to self-quarantine. We don't know how we're going to get food if you don't have it. So Greg and I like to prepare just for whatever. And we will tell you a story about a time when we had put up some food and we ended up having to eat it all, because in 2014 things got really bad for us here. So, and that's a story, you know, we'd like to tell, you know, for us, because, you know, it really kind of changed how we did business here when things got bad. And there was a reason why things got bad. And, you know, so we'll tell you that story. Because it can happen to anybody. It really can. So all we're hoping for and praying for is that all of you stay safe and continue to watch, because we love you all. We love the comments. And I also want to talk again about, boy, I can't get over this. So I talked about it in the counting video. Anybody who was able to put haunted in a real sentence and worked it in there.
That was funny.
So I have been, I'm kind of an amateur graphic designer, and so I'm working on some merchandise. I'd like to start with some bumper stickers and maybe a t-shirt or two. So I think we might also start maybe having some contests when I finally get my merch done. Is anybody who can work in the code word into a sentence, like they did with the haunted sentences. I really, really enjoyed them. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I enjoyed them so much, but I was just like, these are awesome. So I think that's it, because I've been babbling. So you got anything you want to add?
I think that about covers it for this week.
Okay.
So I think we're good.
So we're good. We're going to let you know next week's videos, or are these considered next week's videos? Because we post, yes, I'm sorry. Our daughter is moving and we're going to help her. So the following week's videos might be delayed slightly. They may not, we're not sure yet. We'll see.
Hopefully they won't be, but we'll see.
It depends on how much junk she's bringing with her.
Yeah.
to her new place. So not this coming week, but the week following, the videos might be delayed slightly. So I think that's it.
I think that's about it.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm Tammy.
And I'm Greg.
Hope you have an amazing week.
And remember, learn from the mistakes of others. You won't live long enough to make them all yourself. Bye.
Bye.